Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Bose 831 Gaming. And this is a continuation of my Twitch live stream series in Farming Simulator 22 Platinum Edition. We're on the Silverrun Forest map, and I'd just like to welcome everyone to the channel, welcome everyone to the stream. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your support and thank you for dropping in. And without much further ado, let's just get right into it. We are picking up from where we left off on the last episode of the series. We were over in our property area. We're in the process of loading up another load of logs to take over to the sawmill for processing into lumber pallets and other products so that we could use them in our production chains. And we had also got into renting or leasing a stone breaking equipment and stone smashing equipment so that we could break up some of the stones on our property and collect the material left over from the crushed stones to sell for profit as well. And that's kind of where we left off. I had leased some equipment for the stone work, and we were collecting the stones and just trying to get a full load before we made a trip over to the rock crusher. For those of you who have played the game before, you know that rock crushing and selling rocks in and of itself is not a super lucrative endeavor. You're not going to make a ton of money selling rocks, so I just didn't want to waste a lot of time going over to the rock crusher because the rock crusher is halfway across the map, number one, without making sure I at least have enough stone or large enough load of stone to, kind of make it worth our while to even make that trip all the way over there. As you can see, because stones obviously are rocks or stones, they have a lot of weight, so we ended up having to get some additional weights for the telehandler as well, because if you're going to be scooping up stone, you got to have the weight balanced out on the equipment, because if you have the shovel, a scoop on one end, and you have the stones in the scoop, that's a pretty heavy load, so we just want to make sure that all of that is, all the weight is balanced out. So we have to have a counter for if we have stones on one end, we have to have a weight on the other end. And last week, it was kind of like trial and error, as we were trying to figure out, what was the balance for weight, and even trying to find out, okay, what type of weights work on a telehandler versus a tractor. There's different types of weights that will attach to a telehandler or front loader, or telehandler in this case, versus those that will attach to a tractor or similar type of vehicle. There's different types of hitches and so on and so forth. So now I driving around here as I'm talking here and not paying attention to where I'm going, and we got to find the where we left the scoop at. So I totally do not know. I'm just kind of driving around aimlessly a little bit right here. So let's go over to the big map and see if we can kind of have a little better job of this. All right. So for the carriage fork is there. What's this? Okay. Or did we return? I thought I saw it. We go on the lee side on this. Yeah, the scoop is. Go for bucket. Where are you, bucket? Can't find the, duh. Alright, so, hop back over to the telehandler. And the bucket is over near the truck, obviously, so it should be right about this way. And I'm probably also going to take the time to go ahead and mess around with getting rid of some stumps on the map too, because all these things are at times a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's all part of the deal. So let's go ahead and grab the bucket loader, a bucket attachment, and let's see where we're at now. And again, just trying to jump back in here and catch my bearings and my logistics and everything. And let's see. And if we still have a lease on the, yeah, we still have a lease on the rock crusher. Rock crusher is, well, yeah. We already have another load here where the rock crusher is located at. And so it's not that far from where the truck is. I just have to turn and get oriented in the right direction to, okay, where are you, buddy? And trying to get logistics sometimes can be a bit crazy. Yeah, that's a high stump there. We're not going to drive over that one. And it's sometimes so easy to get lost, even when you have a map. I'm totally lost trying to find this little rock crusher. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Like rocket science, eh? Alright, so at the site where the last scoop load of rocks crushed is, and we just need to scoop this up and then get it on the truck and then go see if we can find some more rocks and do the same. And we got logs all over the place. Continue to find logs that I missed when I was moving around, like those right there. I'm never going to see those, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now while I do see them, we're going to go and hop into landscaping mode real quick, and we're going to see if we can do something about that brush, so when I come back through this area, I can see all the logs that are around, and even those that might be hiding in plain sight. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of thin out some of this brush here as well, so I can see some of the wonderful work I've done getting these trees under control. And I haven't done a ton of forestry or logging in 22. This is really my first full run at it in a series, so I don't know if there's other changes in the way that it functions. Like, I'm all openly wondered, I have never tested it, if like I can come through and plant more trees down after we chop all this stuff up. Is there a way I can come back down and put more trees down so that I can harvest them as well, or will I have to designate farmland and do trees that way through setting up farmland, or can I just come in and plop down trees and those trees will grow and I can harvest them? Um, and I'm totally unsure with that. Because like I say, I haven't been doing any of that, of the forestry gameplay in the game at all. Like I'm looking here back now while we even, because I haven't even really been on that part of the forestry landscaping menu too much, really. As I see here, we can come in here, and I guess you got all these types of trees that I can put down that way, but I wonder, and I guess I could do it that way if nothing else, but it would be kind of neat if you could put trees down and they grow instead of just kind of planting them down from this menu manually, because to me that would seem kind of cheaty. But it looks like it won't let you do that because I'm getting too many trees message here almost immediately upon trying to place any tree. So maybe it won't allow us to do that as well. So if we want to do trees, we just can for the most part only harvest them on the map, and we can't plant them. But I wonder if that would change after I've harvested a certain number of trees on the map. Right now I'm getting a too many trees message, so that's interesting. Just food for thought. So let's hop over to the truck. And get it moved around and closer to the bucket. There we go, we got it over here, and we'll hop back into the bucket, telehandler in the bucket. And just kind of get everything in position, and we should be able to drop off or dump off these rocks. All right, and there we go. Alright, so out back into the rock crusher. Let's see if we can find another set of rocks to break up and crush. Alright, looks like we have another candidate over here. Alright, so let's get everything turned on. Alright, have at it. Excitement ensues. And just have to hit it just right, I guess, before it breaks the whole rock up. But once we get it right, there it is. So that's another one bites the dust. Alright, so we hop back over to our telehandler and gonna drive out to where the crusher is at, or the breaker, or Oh, and there's one rock right there that we drove by and did not see, so circle back and get that one too. All right. That's another 1200 liters. So what I'll do is we're gonna drive over to where was that rock at that we just saw. Get over near that. I think that's two, right? There's one there and one there. So we go jump back over to the breaker and get turned around. Okay, where are we? Okay. Easy to lose my bearings. And it's even worse in first person view, but that's kind of neat too. Usually don't like to run this way, but this is a first person view of it. And let's go and get in position, get our equipment there, turned on, and break it up, break it up. Boom. Oops. Wrong button. Didn't mean to hop out, I meant to change my camera view. Alright, so that's one rock. Let's drive over here and get the other one. So, get everything turned on. Break it up. And that one took a little more time to break it up, but we got it. So we're just gonna hold there, hop back over. This time let's go ahead and bring the dump trailer around because we don't want to run into any weight issues with the rocks and so on. So let's get the truck over here as quickly as we can so that we have a place to unload. Just trying to get my bearings on where everybody and everything is at. Still kind of all over the place there. That's not where. Alright. And there we are. Alright, so there's another load. Drop that off. And scoop up the one over to my right. Rinse, repeat. And then the other rock that we just broke up. Okay. And that's a lot more stone there, so that filled up rather quickly. And in fact, that's a bit too much. We are overweight. So let's... Whoa. Because we're overweight, it's kind of hard to control, so I'm going to have to dump some of that off just to give us some balance here. Still a bit much, so we're going to need to unload some more. Alright, let's see. So that's better. Alright, so now we can come back and scoop up the rest of these stones, and hopefully weight won't be an issue this time, so we can go ahead and grab everything this time. Alright, so we got another load. Go ahead and unload that. Another 50%. And then let's hop over to the truck and see what we're working with now. Still only have 29% of the capacity of the truck. That's 24,000 stones. But I think I did set it to the unrealistic capacity, so that's still a pretty decent amount. But let's go see what else we could find. I don't want to turn this whole episode into a rock crushing episode, but we do want to get as much as we can from over in this area while we're here. Because that way, at least when we make that trip, it will be a profitable trip. So we definitely want to try to knock out as much as we can find. Have fun. And let's see, here's another area. See, I've already thought I was finished collecting all the trees from over in this area, and there's another piece that I missed, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I was doing earlier, the painting, and go ahead and hide some of that brush, because that's another spot where I had a piece of lumber hiding in the brush that I missed. So definitely want to go ahead and kind of get that out of the way now, because I totally did not see that piece there. If there's any others, but that's significant in and of itself with that one piece. Alright, so hop in the breaker and turn it on. Break it up, break it up, break it up. Probably take us a few for the rock to completely break down, but once we get it, that's it. Boom. This is another gameplay element that was added as a part of the Platinum expansion. So, and it's a cool element in and of itself. It just gives you something different to do, you know, to kind of break up the whole everyday farming routine. And actually, there's a rock right there, so I'm kind of at a quandary. I don't want to lose the location of this rock either. So, let me zoom out and see where we're at here. And this is another example of both logs and trees kind of hiding in plain sight along with the stones. But what I can do is just come around, scoop that up, and then come back over this way to where the truck is at, because the truck can kind of designate where the rock is, so I can come back to the truck, and that way I won't lose my logistics there. Boom. So let's hop into pressure, zoom out, I mean the breaker, zoom out so we can have a better view. And we want to kind of move over to where the truck is at, and we should kind of find the rock from there. That rock was kind of hiding between an area where there was a lot of brush and trees, so it was kind of hard to see. And I've still lost it again now. Okay. Or is it on the other side of the truck? Yeah, there it is. No, it was around here somewhere. So turn the breaker back on. And get back to it. Definitely happy with that result. So we can bring the truck around first. And get it into position. And then bring the bucket around. this is all in a day's work. But we're starting to run out of daylight hours here, so I want to go ahead and we want to kind of wrap this up, or at least start to kind of wrap it up, because we're going to run out of time here, and I don't want to be doing all this at night because I think things are hard to see now. Definitely going to be harder to see as we get more and more later into the evening and into the night. All right, back them up. So this may be a good stopping point. Lights on. And want to move closer to the road. And that way I can, and there's our good stone. And actually, yeah, we'll bring it over here, at least for the truck and the rock breaker. And when we come back to it, we go ahead and break that rock up. See, over here to my right. Or actually, we'll just go ahead and break it up now, and then we'll scoop it up on the after I get back over here. After we come back from dropping off the logs at the sawmill. Alright, and it's a beautiful thing. And all that comes together. So we need to jump back to the telehandler with the bucket, and that's what we want to do probably, as well as leave the bucket over near that same setup so that all of that stuff is right there together, so I don't get lost trying to find my way back to where everything's at, like I did at the start of tonight's episode. So go ahead and drop the bucket over here too. And all that'll be right there. And then what I want to do is make my way back over to our tractor and our trailer, the logs. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up and get that, make sure that that trailer is fully loaded. And then we're going to go ahead and make our sawmill run. And as you can see, there's plenty of stumps over here, plenty of logs to go. So we'll be hauling logs for a while before we have to cut trees. And this looks like a pretty good load already, so we're just going to go ahead and strap it in and go ahead and make a road trip. Alright, and it's getting dark, so we're going to go ahead and light it up. And we're going to make our way over to the old sawmill. Drop off some lumber. And as we're making our way over to the old sawmill, I just want to thank everyone again for tuning in and checking me out and taking the time out of your day, night, or whatever it is in your part of the world, in your neck of the woods, to kind of join me in this episode, and it's definitely appreciated. My goal is to continue to do what I do. I love gaming. I've been gaming all my life, and I just wanted to share my joy and my excitement and my fun with everyone else. And if you've been with me long enough, you know that um, with this game, it's not without its challenges and without its spots where things can get on your nerves, so to speak. But it's all part of the process and having fun. Actually, part of the frustration is figuring out solutions to the problems that you run into in the game, just like in real life. But I love gaming. I love Farming Simulator 22, and that's why I'm here. With that being said, as I've also pointed out on previous episodes, this is not the only game in town for me. It's one of my favorites, but I do play some other games. I am a big avid sports gamer, but when I play, traditionally kind of go through a rotation. Right now, in my sports gaming rotation, I'm playing the show 22, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I play a little bit of everything except, well, really there aren't any exceptions. I even have there's a tennis game called Match Point that I play a little bit from time to time. I do golf. I do wrestling. Um, if I have to say one type of sports game that I don't do a lot of, it's probably soccer. But that's probably the only one that I don't, because I'm more, being from the U.S., I'm going to generally be more interested in the sports that are more kind of native to the U.S. per se, even though soccer is native to the U.S. as well. Yes, I know. but but I'm saying all that to say that I'm not privy to doing some series, some gaming series and some other games. Whether that be sports games or other types of games. If there's other stuff you'd like to see, just drop it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And I'll take those things into consideration. If we have a match, I definitely can. We'll look into doing a series on another type of game. Well, and right now my streaming schedule is kind of limited to these 2 days a week, so Wednesdays and Saturdays that I do Farming Simulator 22. But again, as I've stated before, if business starts to pick up and if I start to gain more audience and if my channel begins to grow a little bit more, I definitely and expanding my repertoire as far as like the games that I do. But I'm still learning. I'm still relatively new to this, but just bear with me, and we're gonna grow and learn together. And get this thing. You know, and I appreciate you more than you know. So, all right, we're at the sawmill. We got it all maxed. So that's as far as we're gonna go with that today. But since I'm over here, we might as well just kind of. I don't know why I'm. Uh, couldn't figure out why I was moving so slow. See what we have over here in the storage here. All right, we got a lot of pallets over here now, so we can probably. And I don't know why some of them are spawning on top of each other. That's just weird. But we got a bunch of pallets over here that we could use in our take over to our productions for use in our production chains, or we can go ahead and sell. Before I sell anymore, I want to make sure that we take what we have over to our productions and make sure that our production storage and our production chains that take pallets are maxed out as well. And then what is left over from that surplus product, then we could sell that. Okay, and we got a guy that wants to haunt me, huh? Do they not know who I am? Alright, so the $1,000,000 question now is if I want to go ahead, we'll go ahead and move the pallets now. So, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna leave the trailer with the rocks on site, and we're gonna go over to our other facility that we own, um, and pick up our box it trailer, and then we'll go grab a few pallets and bring those over to our productions and go ahead and unload pallets to our productions that need them and make sure they're maxed out, and then we'll work on selling what we have left over to Elm Creek, and we'll have to take that over to Elm Creek via the train. But we'll go ahead and grab the boxing trailer first. So I just got to get it in the right position here. I didn't realize now we have 3 different trailers leased for the TLX 2020, the boxer trailer, and we have 2 dump trailers. One is used by the iron furnace, where we are hauling the iron ore from the iron mine back and forth, and the second one we are using right now for the loading up of the rocks that we crush, so that we can eventually bring those over to the rock crusher to be sold as well. sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a few. uh, Back at it. Apologies. Alright, so we're grabbing all the pallets that we can carry, load up on the boxing trailer right now. Should be able to get about 7,000 or 8,000 liters of pallets, or 7,000. We don't have the box it set to the unrealistic capacity, so we get the 7,000. And we'll go ahead and take that load back over to our productions and see how all of this plays out. And the other thing where I might seem a little bit distracted tonight is because, I think I've talked about this on other episodes as well, is I'm a huge wrestling fan. Well, not as huge as I used to be, but still a big wrestling fan. And tonight, simultaneously with the live that I'm doing tonight, the WWE has a live event going on tonight. It's one of their pay-per-views. It's the Backlash pay-per-view, and they're in Puerto Rico tonight. And I'm kind of watching that in the background as well while I'm doing the live. Didn't want to miss that, so kind of doing two things at once. So I may be a little distracted here or there depending on what's going on that event as well. But I didn't want to disappoint the peeps. So I'm here doing two things at once, contrary to popular theory, some folks can walk and chew gum at the same time. Alright, Furniture Factory can do planks, so I think that'll be our first stop. Alright, so we got the lights on. Alright, so I'm going to open up and unload. Oh, Furniture Factory. I drove to the wood turner. I meant to get the Furniture Factory. Alright, so let's try this again. Alright, so let's take a peek at the Furniture Factory. That's maxed out, so we're going to go back to the sawmill, grab more planks, and then come back down to one of our other productions that takes planks and make sure they are maxed out as well. Guy just pulled right out in front of me like I didn't exist. I think we talked about before, that's still one area of the game that they definitely need to improve on is the behavior of the AI traffic. In my humble opinion, if Rockstar can do it with the Grand Theft Auto games, they ought to be able to do it with these farming simulator games. I mean, and they're not having to model as nowhere near as much traffic as the Rockstar Grand Theft Auto games do, and they have a ton of traffic in those games, and the traffic has AI behavior. Yeah, I mean, intelligent AI behavior. So there's no, in my humble opinion, there shouldn't be any reason why they can't model the traffic in this game to where it actually has intelligence and behavior. I just think there's got to be a way they can code it, because there are scenarios where is the at least the well, the AI at least behaves as if it recognizes that your vehicle is an object in its path, blocking the path. But it's just that you have to be super close to the other object before it senses it. Like here, that's a perfect example. You know I'm there in that situation. Alright, so we're making our way back to our production chains. See where else we can drop off some planks. So pull over to the side while we take a peek real quick. And let's pull up the productions menu again. Alright. And we got the furniture factory. Flooring factory is another one that takes planks, so we'll go ahead and do that. And I think that's it, right? Our accessory doesn't. Turner doesn't, we know that. Pet accessories does not. So just a flooring factory. Alright, so we're gonna drop off the drop off the planks that we have, and there we there's no spare capacity, so we go back and take a look at the flooring factory, and we should be full on the planks. Alright, so that job is done, so now we can work on selling pallets. Plank pallets over to Elm Creek. Alright, so we're back at the old sawmill, and let's open up and make sure we pick up the last supply of planks that we have here. Alright, so we got the planks all loaded up, and just so that we can unload them right here at the train loading ramp. So we're gonna get the lettuce, and we're not, so we have to do one of these though. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I was pressing the wrong button, so let me see if we can do it again. There we go. Nope. Okay, that's not good. Let's pick it back up. Some of the pallets are morphing into the ramp, so that's not what we want. Alright. Yep, so we got to unload over here somewhere. And can I pick them up? Yeah. But I'm flying. Alright. I don't know what's going on with the gravity over there. But let's go ahead and call the train. And right now, we're just going to wait on the train to arrive. think this might be a, let's do this. Alright, messing that all up. So let's reload and then unload. Train has arrived. So we're now on the clock. So we need to hurry up and get this taken care of. So we want to now unload here. Close up. Okay, where are the straps on it? Okay. The other strap wasn't showing for me, so that was kind of throwing me off. Alright, see if we can bring some light in on the situation as well. Alright. And for whatever reason, the game keeps wanting to kick me up in the air. The gravity just wants me to do the Superman thing. Whenever that happens, whatever object, it only happens when I'm carrying an object, just like you saw just there. And the way that I stop flying is I release the object and I'll come back down, but it's just crazy. And it only happens when you're carrying an object for whatever reason. I don't know. But it's been a bug in the game for a long time. It was actually an issue in 19 as well. It's just in 22 they seem to have tweaked it where the bug does not happen as much as it did in 19. But as you can see, if you've been watching my series for a while, that's still not saying much. So get this one last pallet. Flip that over. So, we all loaded up. We can hop in the train. We can hop in the train. It just didn't want me to get in. And we're gonna go ahead and sell what we have. And we got a lot of late night traffic coming through, don't we? 1955 is not that late though. And once we hit the edge, we'll be there. The train will drive to Elm Creek and we'll return to the other side of the map. And we paid $2,390 in leasing and we made $11,830 in sold products. So it's about 8,000-ish, give or take a few. So for the pallets that we had left over, that's not too horrible. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and hop over to the farmhouse because now is a great opportunity to go ahead and advance time and move on to the next day. We've done all we can do here. So sleep. And we'll just go ahead and pay all the leasing costs. You know, I could have bounced around, returning all the lease products and then releasing everything on the next day, but it kind of works out about the same either way you do it. So let's start the TLX, and we've already got 3 pallets back here, but we'll wait till we get enough of them to make it more worthwhile to sell. So we won't mess with that right now. And we'll go ahead and bring the TLX back home. And as you can see by the numbers, we're back up to 275,000, so we're starting to make our money back again. So it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing when a plan comes together. So slowly but surely we're gonna be chomping at the bit and getting our cash back, and we'll soon have more money to go ahead and start working on performing some other operations here. And like I also kind of talked about in last week's episode, or in the last episode, I am also looking at going ahead and maybe kind of deciding on what's going to be my end game or my goal with this series, and when I want to wrap it up so that we can jump in and do something else on another map. And I've been kind of bouncing around ideas on what that next map will be. And I'm still, like I said last week, I'm still thinking probably the Edgewater, Saskatchewan map, even though that's not a U.S. map, and I usually tend to want to play on U.S. maps because I'm a player from the U.S., but I also like the experience of playing on maps from other countries too, because it gives me that whole feel of traveling to that other place and doing things in that other place, which is cool as well. And sometimes it's just cool to step outside of the norm. So there's that, but I think I'm kind of heavily leaning towards that Edgewater, Saskatchewan. Dang, can't say that 3 times real fast like Candyman. But the Edgewater, Saskatchewan map. And that may be the next one we go to. I'm gonna have but if I do decide to do that, we're gonna have some fun spitting that out, huh? But we'll see. There are some other candidates I'm looking at as well, but I need to do some more testing and other things before I make a decision on that, because I really haven't even kind of bounced around what's going to be main game as far as the final episodes of this series. Um, see how we're doing on the boat build as far as required materials since we're hanging out here. Alright, long planks are good, planks are good, metal's good. Floor tiles is the only area that we're lacking right now, I think. Fabric. So we still need 2,162 floor tiles. So where's our box it? We can get on that right now. So that's basically. So we basically need three pallets of floor tiles, and that'll help move the boat on to the next stage of the build. So that's where we're headed now. We're headed to the floor tiles manufacturer to grab whatever stock they have. Boom. Whoops. That happens way too often for me. Press the wrong button. We want to do door. Good job, big guy, because I was about to run right over you. Go ahead and grab all 4 of these and just drop them all off. Alright, close the shop. Actually ended up with 5. We'll drop all 5 off. Though we only needed 3. And it doesn't matter if we bring over the boat builder will pay us for our delivery regardless if it's used on a surplus or a deficit. So got paid another. Paid $17,000 for the delivery, $17,217. That's awesome. So now if we go and look back and look at the menu, the demand is for 2,164 tiles, and they have 4,997 floor tiles. So more than enough to get the job done. So we're going to check on what the status of the iron furnace, see if it needs a resupply. Stand to be restocked, so let's drop off the box-it trailer and go pick up our dump trailer and drop some iron ore off here so that we can resupply this production. Okay, and we're dropping off some iron ore. since we have this trailer set to the unrealistic capacity now, that will keep us from having to make so many frequent trips out to the mine. And we've done enough where where I've showed that whole process if you were playing in realistic mode, how you would do it. And that's all we need to do to cover that. You know, and like I've kind of talked about before in my series, like I'm not a player that plays hyper realistically, because for me, I have to have that balance between, gameplay, realism, and fun. And as you see how I play on this series, that's kind of where I'm at. Most of the time when I play, I try to lean toward being, as realistic as I can be. But, when we start to get on certain tasks and they begin to be a little too repetitive and even a bit tedious at times, I will, defer to doing some unrealistic stuff just to kind of speed things up, you know. And that goes back to that balance because, this is a game and not real life. And for me, there has to be a balance. If I wanted to do real life, I would do it in real life. But why? But then what's the point in playing the game? The game is kind of like and it's in the title really. It's a simulator. It's not meant to be a perfect copy of real life, although you could play elements of it in that way. That's why I kind of get tickled when guys want to regulate or gatekeep about, who's playing realistic and who's not. You're all playing unrealistic. You're playing, it's a game. You play the way that works best for you. And above all, like I say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? Have fun at it. But guys don't need to regulate on that. What works for you works for you. What works for the other guy works for the other guy, and that's what it is. And I'm gonna get off my soapbox and get back into it. Alright, so done the whole iron ore thing, kind of supplied this production. Furnace is good to go. We gotta work our way, kind of work our way around to some other activities that we can do on the map. Before we get a step away, my goodness, this truck is looking ridiculous. Let's hop out here and get our magic water hose out and get this baby cleaned up. Even though we don't own it, we're leasing it, we still don't want it to look completely dirty like that. That's just a bit much. So let's go ahead and get everything cleaned up. Alright, looking good. Now let's hop over back over to our, well, let's check on the tractor that was unloaded to the sawmill first, and then we'll see. Okay, so that's still maxed out, that's still unloading. It's still early in the morning, so we still got time for that to kind of process its way through. So next we'll hop back over to the telehandler and make our way back to our little rock crushing operation. going to go ahead and grab the bucket attachment. And this might be a good spot for a screening. So we'll go ahead. Let's see, get the right setup. Let's kind of zoom in. And get all three elements. All three implements. Oh, realize I'm missing an implement. Alright, let's go to bring the TLX over. Yep, almost missed a turn there. Alright, I did. Just had a total frame malfunction. We were only supposed to drive to the farm, not all the way out here. Alright, we're finally making it. Sure to grab that trailer, get that back attached. Alright, so let's hop in the bucket. The telehandler with a bucket attachment and grab a can from this rock. Got him. There's 2,000 liters of stones there. Alright, so let's zoom out. Let's see if we can. Let's do it this way. Let's do a little bit of a flyover to see if we can identify any more stones. There's one right there at the top of the hill. And there's one big one down here on the bottom up the road a little bit from the harvester. And another one off to the side of that one. And I think we do those three and then call it a wrap on stone crushing for a bit. So, top of the hill first. One down. And grab the bucket. Bring it up the hill. Alright, we got the bucket in play. And the weight of the load is causing me to roll down the hill. Alright, so we got our work cut out for us. Let's go down the hill and grab these other couple of rocks and call it a night or a day on the rock crushing deal. We don't own that land, so we can't get that one. That means we can't get the other one either. I think. The other rock was a little further up the road. So, might be it, yeah. We'll call it. Alright, so we'll get this turned around. And we'll take this, what we do have, to the crusher. So our next stop is the rock crusher. Since the rocks don't sell for a crazy amount of money, I don't expect a lot from the sale. Let's see. and we're dropping off the stone. And as you can see, all that work for $2,525. No big money in stones, folks. Alright, crash counter +1. Alright, I don't think we need that trailer anymore. I just want to make sure that I don't accidentally return the wrong one. That's the only tricky part. If I return the wrong one, then I'll lose all the ore that I have. Let's see if I can do it this way. Come from the map. Okay, that doesn't help me either. Right, so not quite sure how to solve that problem at the moment. Alright, so I have to play around with that off camera and see if I can get that figured out. But that's kind of where we're at, and I think this is where we're going to end it at tonight. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your support, and appreciate your continued support. I am Bose831 Gaming on all the major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, so on and so forth. All these episodes will be uploaded in their entirety, uncut, onto my YouTube channel. If you didn't catch me on Twitch, you can catch me there on YouTube. And like I always say, if you're not having fun doing what you do, then what are you doing? And I will catch you on the flip side. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Alright, we got about 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Just going to go ahead and get that closing spill out of the way. And so we're done with the rock operations. We can also go ahead and return the bucket. We can do that. Okay, this is how I can tell. Return. The usage hours gives it away. So good stuff. Good stuff. Just had to think about it a little bit. Oh no, that didn't work. Oh my gosh. So annoyed. Oh, I did it backwards. The newer one was the one that I... Oh, man, that's so annoying. Alright, so I'm going to return both of them now. Okay. In fact, this is what's up. We don't need to wait to return that. Miscellaneous. Turn them all. And just go ahead and refresh all our lease stuff. Except for the tractor trailer that was still in use. We can go ahead and grab another TLX. Actually, we will return the tractor. We'll just keep the trailer because we're still using the trailer, we're still using the belt system. And we'll just go ahead and refresh our equipment. Let's start with the tractor. Let's see what tractor do we want to do for next week. Have we done a 6S yet? I don't think we've done a 6S yet. We'll do Michelin tires, wheel weights. Standard design, I think. Yeah, standard. Front 3-point. I don't know if we need it. Front loader. Nope. Nope. Alright, go ahead and lease that. And we'll start there. So we'll start with 6S. Beacon's turned on and go ahead and bring that over. Old sawmill. And again, the vehicle just turned right into me. And we were right in the same space. I don't understand why they do that. And then in other scenarios, it's clear that they are able to sense where player's vehicle is at. But when making turns, they lose that ability. That's just very silly. Next stop, a wool sawmill. I have to make a note myself that after we finish this load of logs, we're going to return log trailer as well and go ahead and refresh it. One of our big objectives. I may do it off camera since I accidentally deleted the incorrect trailer. I'll do that off camera. I'll go ahead and get that corrected with the iron ore. And I was so excited that I finally figured out how to tell the difference that I made a mistake. Alright, so All right. But this is it, folks. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you. Kind of went a little bit over here unintentionally. But have a good night, everyone. I will catch you on the flip side.